Right, so I kind of wrote a song. It's kind of boring, but it's got all the things that I've been working on: communication, trust, with the base in Franciscan values, and even a little bit of feedback loops in it. Um, I've been trying to make it work where the slideshow automatically transitions. I'm going to try again. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. I don't know, but here we go. There was a time we talked together, now we talk across the hall. Every side has learned its language, but we're not hearing much at all. Teachers carry stories with them, leaders carry theirs alone. Somewhere in the space between us, we forgot that we're all home. So let's meet here in the middle, put our titles down a while, listen for the voice beneath us, find the reason, find the smile. Trust is not a thing we promise, it's a thing we learn to do. One conversation, one connection, one honest moment between me and you. We don't have to have the answers. We don't have to always know. Sometimes wisdom starts with saying, please tell me what I need to know. With humility beside us, compassion leading through, we can make a little room now for another point of view. So let's meet here in the middle, put our titles down a while, listen for the voice beneath us, find the reason, find the smile. Trust is not a thing we promise, it's a thing we learn to do. One conversation, one connection, one honest moment between me and you. Let the questions change the answers. Let the answers change the way we come back to one another at the ending of the day. 'Cause a school is more than buildings, more than numbers, plans, and charts. It's the people in the story and the trust between our hearts. What if listening changed the listener? What if speaking made us brave? What if every small connection was a chance for trust to grow? What if we could see each other, not as sides, but as a whole? Different voices, same mission, different paths, but one common goal. So let's meet here in the middle, put our titles down a while, listen for the voice beneath us, find the reason, find the smile. Trust is not a thing we promise, it's a thing we learn to do. One conversation, one connection, one honest moment between me and you. Okay, so the slides still didn't change. I've been spending too many hours on this, so I'm just going to explain them as they go through. So obviously, this would be where there's a time when we all trust each other, right? But then we're not hearing much, even though we're trying to speak to each other, we're not really hearing. And then there's a line that says, teachers carry stories with them, and leaders carry theirs alone. And somewhere in the space between us, we're kind of all alone. So the chorus is, let's put our titles down a while and listen for the voice beneath us. Find the reason, find the smile. It's not a trust is not a thing we promise. It's a thing we learn to do. one conversation, one connection, one honest moment between me and you. And I thought that part was important because trust is a process. It can end real easy, but it takes a long time to rebuild. One quick PD day isn't going to do it. And one quick note in every single teacher's mailbox that says, have a great day, is not going to do it. There needs to be a building of the relationships. So the feedback part is let the questions change the answers, let the answers change the way that we come back to one another at the ending of the day, listening to each other and understanding that each person has a story, and that if we try to understand each person has a story and try to have empathy and compassion towards it, we can hear each other's stories and we can hear what teachers need or even what administrators need, and we can try to help. So, um, some of the other words are what if we could see each other, not as sides, but as a whole, different voices, same mission, different paths, but the same goal. And then um, every small connection is a chance to grow. I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, but at the end of the day, right, trust is a thing we promise, and it can bring us new possibilities in our schools. And those slides were supposed to go along with my song and make it way more meaningful, but technology sometimes is not my friend. So, um, that's all I have to say. I hope that it was okay for you. And I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. And I will hopefully talk to you soon. Recording.